Hello and welcome to our Fall 2025 Epic. This is the Exotic Pet Industry Conference. Thank you all for being here. We've got an amazing show for you. This is our second Epic. The first one was back in April of 2025, and that was a big success. So we're doing it about twice a year now. This is 5 months later. We'll do the next one in 6 to 7 months. So we'll be doing it in about twice a year. But thank you all for coming here. I'm going to bring out, my name's Craig Hansen, by the way. BashCoder Reptiles is my company. And I'm going to bring out someone you all know, Mr. Fatman himself, Mr. Chris Eaton. How are you doing, Chris?
Craig, this is too epic. That's what we should have just called it. We should have just called it TOO Epic.
See?
You know, yeah, it's great. Twice in 1 year. I'm surprised. I'm not going to say I'm surprised that you put all this together, but this second one seems like it came together a lot more smoother than the first one, right?
It did. I mean, first we have a pattern to go on. We did build some all new tech, which I'll show you in a little bit. But we really had a basis. I think the last conference gave us a great basis to build off of. We have a ridiculous program this time. It's 41 presenters across 18 sessions, across 4 tracks. So, Chris, why did I do that?
You really just jammed it in. You're really like, ugh. I mean, 41 people over 4 hours, right?
5
or
hours.
Is it 5 hours? 5 hours. Okay. So you got to figure that's 8 people an hour, right? That have to be included in something. Okay. But luckily, the cool thing is that while you're watching one, something else is streaming as well. So you could just kind of catch up. I mean, realistically, watching the whole thing probably could take a full day. And for anybody who's driving to Tinley or cleaning a big snake room, you're gonna want these. I mean, you got more experts here now than last year. You're gonna want to listen to these people because what I love about this conference is it's not a, let's say, ball python conference.
Right.
All right. You're really learning about everything. And you're really learning about the things that if you want to make the next jump, it may not be until, like, if you have 500 ball pythons, you may not want 600 ball pythons. You may say, I want to do something else. I got a good brain. I want to start some kind of software project, or I want to start, some type of company like Josh's Frogs or Pangea. I mean, we're going to have people here that actually, show you the basis on how to do things like that. I think it's a great idea, man.
Well, speaking of Josh's Frogs, I want to highlight our sponsors. This year we've got Redline Shipping, which is, the one we trust to ship our live animals. We've got Josh's Frogs, who do an amazing job with all sorts of animals and supplies. We've got Pangea with world-class gecko diet and a lot more, including animals. And it's just go to Pangea Reptile. We've got Palm Street, who's been making big moves in the reptile industry. They're already, they really are killing it. They're a massive company with a huge reach, and they're doing a great job getting into reptiles, and we're happy for their support. Vivarium Electronics, they're just revolutionizing reptile care. We've got just a fantastic list of sponsors that are really helping above and beyond this time around with this epic. So we hats off to them.
I think one thing to mention too is Vivarium has been around for years. I mean, way longer than your average person has even been in the hobby.
Right.
Like we were getting Vivarium thermostats back in 2003. Okay. Right. So I definitely think that, it's nice because we have legacy companies like that, as well as companies like Palm Street, who I really don't know if people know this about Palm Street, and they're treating it just like a regular auction site when it's anything but that. They got the same investors as PayPal, right? And I mean, like these are people dumping serious money into the reptile hobby.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing more of this? This is what it's like. I mean, this is what's going to provide forward progress on the whole thing.
Well, I think the reason they're all in with us is because they agree with our mission. And we really have two goals. The first is to equip all of you, our audience, to take your next step in your hobby, whatever that is for you. If you are keeping and you want to get into breeding, or you're wanting to get into a new species, or you haven't even gotten your first species yet, or if you're a business and you're at 100,000 and you've hit a ceiling and you need to break through, we've got something for everybody here today. The second thing we want to do is to grow the hobby. Those are our goals.
All right. So, Craig, do me a favor. Can you just take us through the website, maybe put it on screen to show people how this thing is going to work? Because, I mean, it's really idiot-proof this year. You'll probably be able to get it, but I just want to have Craig do a quick overview if possible.
You bet. No problem. This is epic.live. And you just go to epic.live. That's the domain address. You go to that in your browser if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, you're probably there right now watching us do this session. But as you scroll down, you see we've got Snake Discovery doing our keynote this time, which we're really excited about. If you want to see our spring event, you click on this, and it'll take you to that event, let you watch all those videos. Here's our awesome sponsors. And here we are at the schedule. And this is where you'll be spending your time during the conference. All right. Right now, if you go there, it will say live here for opening session, showing that this opening session, which goes across all the tracks, this is the one that's live. Okay. So we have 4 tracks. The business track, where we're talking about things to help you grow your business or take you from a hobby to a business. Here's the keeping track, where we talk about taking on additional species or dive deep into things like the deeper end of the pool with geckos, and the really deeper end of the pool with carpet pythons and other things. So the keeping track is, let's talk about people who are keeping but not necessarily ready to breed yet. And here's the breeding track. And this is where we're going deep, talking about we have got one session in here, breeding red-eyed tree frogs. That's basically a PhD level presentation. And it's really awesome, but accessible for everybody. It's all the information you've ever wanted to know about how to raise and keep tree frogs. So we've got those things. Here's the outreach track. We say we want to grow the hobby, right? Chris, how many people say they want to grow the hobby?
Everybody.
Right. So how? Right?
Yeah, nobody knows. Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing is we're taking the outreach track, we're dedicating to common sense, practical things you can do to grow the hobby. And if you watch Josh's session, you'll see about how growing the hobby creates a larger pie for everybody. The rising tide lifts all boats and all of that. We've got one called Earn Money with Reptile Outreach. You won't believe this. This is legendary herper Brian Gundy. He's going to tell us, right?
Brian, I just have to say this about Brian.
Yeah.
He's one of the old school guys that were doing this for years when we started. Okay. He's like the Keith Richards of Reptile Keeper. Like, he's been doing it forever, but he's such a good person and a good guy. Yeah. And he's still, I don't know, what is he, like 107 now? And he's still going, he's still going to these educational and outreach shows that they have out there in Northern California. I mean, like if you're going to look at a guy that you want to look up to in the hobby, all of these people are really the people that you should look at. But Brian Gundy especially, I think.
Yep. And so all of these things are practical ways. We've got Grant from CRBE talking about reaching the masses with reptiles. By the way, if you hover over these blocks. They shows you the thumbnail, tells you who's speaking in it down at the bottom, who's hosting it, and you click here and you can watch it. So let's click on the Harbins here. Western hognose breeding. You'll see that the session is not yet started yet. When that has started, you'll see the video here, and you'll see an indicator saying it's live. And what you'll also see is that all the other sessions that are live now will be listed big down here. So if this one ends early, for example, you can just scroll down and see the other ones that are happening right now and switch back and forth. But basically, the outreach track, we're going to teach you how to do outreach. Very simple, okay? And down here, finally, we have our keynote, and this is where we hear from Emily at Snake Discovery. And she is going to talk to us about how to reach the masses. And nobody does that like they do.
Emily, honestly, I'm shocked that we even got her to do it. She's probably the biggest thing in reptiles right now, right? I would think that all these reptile podcasts and all these reptile shows combined, I don't think they hit Emily's numbers with Snake Discovery.
Yeah. They have millions and millions of followers.
Yeah, millions.
Okay, so that's Epic in a nutshell. Thank you very much for coming here and joining us for the Epic Fall 2025 conference. We know you're going to have a great day. There's a ton of stuff here. Chris, thank you for all you do, and thank you for joining me on this. Right now, go back to epic.live and choose your next session. Thanks.